Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dear students? This is Muhammad Hassan, biology teacher. Today, we'll talk about our topic today is human nervous system. As you know, human nervous system coordinate and make response in our body. First of all, we have to talk what we should to know at the end in this session. At the end of this session, you should know what is the meaning of nerve impulse and also describe the parts of nervous system in our body. And we have to talk about the structure of neuron and types of neuron. Also, we'll talk about what will happen if you have a critical situation or dangerous situation. We have to take a quick response. It's called simple reflex arc or reflex action in urgent situation. Reflex action means that we have to protect ourselves in the danger situations. Also, we'll talk about the synapse. Let's start our session. First of all, we have to talk in general what will happen in our normal life. If you play soccer or cricket match, as you know, as you see in this image, we have two players. One have to shoot the ball on the right hand. He have to shoot the ball with his bat. Then the another player have to catch it. What will happen? Let's talk about the nervous system in our body. What are the steps happen in our body to receive the stimulus and to take the suitable response for this action? Step number one is we have the player that will catch the ball. He have to see the ball. So vision is the sense that our eyes use to detect the light. Your eyes detect the stimulus. The stimulus is the light. The light or the stimulus move or transported to your brain via optic nerve. So it is the nerve impulse. Then your brain will think and take the suitable action or suitable response to react with this action. Maybe this player have to catch the ball, so he will move until he move his hands and the muscles to catch the ball. So let's talk about parts of our nervous system, the main parts. The main parts, as we took at the previous image, two players used their eyes, then brain. Brain is a very important organ. The brain has to take the suitable decision. So brain and the spinal cord are in the center of our body. Let's talk about the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of the brain. This brain and the spinal cord are very important organs in our body for the nervous system. And also it is protected by bones. Now, we have moved the central nervous system at the side to talk about it in more details. This brain protected by the skull. The skull protects our brain. The spinal cord protected by our vertebral column that keep it from damage. Then we have branched neurons. or branch nerves from the brain, also from the spinal cord. The branched neurons from the brain called cranial nerves. Cranial nerves are 12 pairs that branched from the brain. Then we have the spinal cord. Spinal cord have many branches. It is 31 pairs of nerves called spinal nerve. These branched nerves called spinal nerves. These branched nerves from the brain called cranial nerves. Cranial nerves are 12 pairs. Spinal nerves are 31 pairs. 31 pairs. Then, to talk more in more details, we have to go the next slide. What is the functional and building unit of the nerve? We have to talk about the neuron. Neuron is long cell in our body. Neuron consists of nerve body. It is branched. As you see, this is the nerve body. It is branched. It means we have the body cell. This body cell consists of neuroplasm, then dendrites. Dendrites are branches of the nerve body that allow it to connect with the next neurons, adjacent neurons, to make net of nerve tissue, our nerve body. This is the cytoplasm of the nerve body, and these are dendrites. Dendrites. As you see, we have expanded part of the nerve body called axon. This axon, as you see here, this axon allow nerve impulse to pass from the nerve body until it moves to the nerve ending. It's called nerve impulse. Nerve impulse. Nerve impulse allow to move, allow it to move from the nerve body until it reaches to the nerve ending. As you see here, we have some thickened parts of the axon. It's called myelin sheath. Myelin sheath, it is a fatty layer. Fatty layer cover some parts of the axon, but not all parts are covered. As you see here, the axon, if we have to draw the axon is surrounded by myelin sheath at many parts. We have some parts not covered with the myelin sheath. What is the reason why it doesn't covered with myelin sheath or its parts? We have these parts called Ranvier nodes. Ranvier nodes allow the nerve impulse to move quickly by jumping from node to another, because the myelin sheath is insulating layer, doesn't allow nerve impulse to pass through it, so it will jump from one node to another. This is the reason why it's covered by myelin sheath. Also, we have here the cell that repair and make the myelin sheath. It's called Schwann cells. Schwann cells is a cell that repair and make the myelin sheath around the axon to make the nerve impulse to move more quickly. At the nerve ending, we have the nerve impulse that have to pass to another neuron, or another gland or muscle. We'll talk about it in the next slide. This is the next slide. We have to talk about the types of neurons. We have many types of neurons. It is the sensory neuron. The sensory neuron, we have to detect the stimulus to receive the sensory neuron to receive the nerve impulse by our sense organ, carrying nerve impulse from receptor to the central nervous system. The sensory neuron, for example, in our skin, we have receptors for in our skin for touch as a stimulus, maybe temperature and the pressure. All these stimuli, we have to receive it by our sensory neuron. Then, sensory neuron transports the nerve impulse as a nerve message to the central nervous system. The central nervous system takes the decision or the suitable response. The suitable response move towards our muscles. It's called effector. Our muscles. This is the effector that move to take the suitable action. Or another effector such as gland, maybe sweat gland. If we detect the temperature, it is high temperature in our body, the high temperature stimulates the sweat gland to secrete sweat. So the effector may be muscle or maybe gland. If we have to take a quick response in danger, we have reflex action. It means we have interneurons or relay neuron. The relay neuron reverses the direction of the nerve impulse. If this is the sensory neuron, the direction is from receptor to the central nervous system. If we have to reverse the direction of the sensory of the nerve impulse, we have to talk about relay neuron that make the quick response to the effector to take quick response. For example, let's talk about the last image. As you see here, this man touch something hot. His skin has the receptor for the temperature. The receptor detect increased in the temperature of the skin. Then we have to move the nerve impulse via the sensory neuron towards the central nervous system. This is the part of the spinal cord. Spinal cord detect this is not a common message. It is urgent. Urgent message. It have to take suitable decision before transmit it to the brain. We have to take quick response. So the neuron, the direction of the nerve impulse will move uh, to the spinal cord via the sensory neuron. This is the sensory neuron that the nerve impulse move to the spinal cord. Then the relay neuron will reverse the action, the nerve impulse to the motor neuron to take the suitable decision to the muscle of my hand. The muscle of my hand have to move my arm away from the stimulus, from the fire. It is dangerous stimulus. We have to move our hand away from the fire. This called reflex action. Reflex action, we have to take this action in dangerous situation by spinal cord. Spinal cord regulate this action to take quick response. After this action, he have to transmit nerve impulse to the brain to make background about the stimulus to not allow it to happen once more. So we'll talk about this in more details. This man touch stimulus as pen or fire. The receptor detect this stimulus and move the nerve impulse towards the sensory neuron. Sensory neuron transmit it to the relay neuron with the white color. Relay neuron transmit it to the motor neuron in black color as quick response to the muscle of my hand to move my hand away from the danger, away from the pen or from the fire. So we keep our body safe and away from dangerous stimuli. At the end, we have to pass it to the brain to take an idea about the danger and not allow it to happen once more. So we can summarize this action in steps. The stimulus may be the candle or the fire. Receptor have to detect this stimulus by receptor in our skin to temperature. The sensory neuron, its function is to transmit or carry the nerve impulse to the brain. But if when it reach to the spinal cord detect this as a dangerous situation, he have to take quick response. Then the relay neuron move or transmit the nerve impulse to the motor neuron to motor neuron carry it to the effector. The effector here is muscle, maybe gland. So the effector may be a muscle or maybe gland. The suitable response is to move my hand away from the stimulus to take my body safe. At the end, we'll talk about the types of neurons. We talked about 3 types of neurons in our session today. This is sensory neuron, relay neuron, and the motor neuron. As you see, each one has its function and the direction of nerve impulse. The sensory neuron carry impulse from the receptor to the central nervous system. The relay neuron connect between the sensory and motor neuron to reverse the direction of nerve impulse to the motor neuron. Motor neuron carry the nerve impulse towards the effector. This is, and we have to keep it in our mind, the drawing of three types of of neurons: motor neuron, sensory neuron, and relay neuron. Inshallah, at the next session, we'll talk about the synapse, how the nerve message or nerve impulse move or pass between neurons from sensory to relay neuron or from relay neuron to the motor neuron. Then also we'll talk about how the nerve impulse move or transmit from the motor neuron to the effector as muscles and uh, glands. Until that time, I say goodbye. I'm glad to meet you today. Inshallah, you have to keep in your mind this session to answer the quiz at the end of the next time, inshallah. Thank you.